adult. He's spectacular, this boy. And she's been eating really well. She's got her weight back on her. So she's ready to go. So we're gonna put them back together and hopefully get some more UltraViolet babies. What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo here for Muscle Serpents Daily. And we're going into the snake room for part 2 of our ball python pairing video, which is gonna probably turn into a part 3 at some point as well, because we have so many ball pythons to pair up and so many great matchups that I just can't get them all in one video or 2 videos or maybe even 3 videos. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I just want to show you guys all the potential and the different mindsets that go into pairing these ball pythons in the beginning of the season. And obviously those pairings are going to be what leads to the amazing babies and maybe not so amazing babies that we produce later in 2023. It's the thought processes now, though, that goes into, and the planning that goes into what we potentially can produce. This past season was really great. In 22, we produced some really, really good babies. And we produced a lot of double, triple, quad het stuff too, which will be future breeders. So sometimes you're gonna have years where you do produce great stuff, but you're gonna produce also stuff that maybe doesn't visually look so enticing, but that has a lot of future potential. And that's really what this past year and probably this coming year is gonna be all about, making great, double, triple, quad hets so that we can make some insane stuff in the future. And you have to have that mindset always. But that doesn't mean we don't want to produce some great stuff this coming year as well. And we have a lot on the docket. All right, let's go into that snake room and check out and see what we got, because my kids were helping as well. Stay tuned. Oh, look at my Biak Mail mite phase. It's called mite phase because it looks like the black speckles on it look like little mites.
And it has yellow.
Oh, it has a lot of yellow. He's beautiful, right? We haven't really used him at all this year because his girlfriend died last year, and we only have the male Biak, so we may have to try to get a female at some point. But he's beautiful. I just like to have him as a beautiful snake. He's pretty big too. You like him, Shayla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see your eggs in there.
There's no more eggs. They're in the incubator. They're not in there. I'll show you. We have our 2 snakes in here. All right, it's 74 degrees, and look at the snakes. They're out. The olive pythons are out. Both of them. There's the girl, and there's the boy. And this is my second pair that I have, and they're out, and it's 72 degrees. They're moving around like it's 95 out here. They're crawling around and loving exploring. What about these guys? Sorry. Nope, these guys are in their hide box. It's funny how these are out and the other ones are in the hide box. It's really incredible to watch how they love climbing on these branches. I just I'm so happy I put them outside. Look at them. Olive pythons definitely like to climb. They don't just like sit on one spot. They move around all the time. And when it's usually a little cooler, usually I'm noticing around the 70 to 75 degree mark, they seem to like the best.
Yeah.
But they'll move around when it's like 68 too.
Yeah.
No, Arya loves the snakes. All right, here's a really nice pairing. This is what I believe to be a black pastel hurricane het pied. I think it is. We're gonna try to prove it out. She's definitely het pied and she's definitely black pastel, but is she hurricane? I'm pretty sure she is. Now, we're breeding her to a black pastel pied, who's got some really nice black splotches on him. He's definitely just single copy black pastel, so we're looking to produce some panda pieds, maybe some panda hurricane pieds, just to see what they look like, assuming that this female proves out to be hurricane. Be careful, Arya. We don't want to get bitten, right? And we're going to leave these 2 alone.
You got bitten before by one snake.
I got bitten by a lot of snakes, believe me. That's not fun.
You got bitten by this snake before.
I did?
Yeah.
You probably remember. I can't even remember all the bites I got.
No, Dad. Well, when there was a new snake here one time, you got bitten.
Yeah, I've gotten bitten by a lot of snakes. All right, here's our Leopard, Enchi, Orange Dream, Het Pied female. It's also possible Het Hypo. And I was breeding him to a really interesting male. I was breeding him to a Banana Orange Dream Lesser Leopard Het Pied. It was also Het Hypo, possible Het Hypo. And you know what? She didn't go this past year. So what I'm doing now is I'm hedging my bets. I'm putting a visual hypo pied in who's actually in shed, so we're not going to touch him too much. And hopefully, you know, the great thing about the visual hypo pied is that number one, we're going to get 50% pieds here. And then if this female doesn't prove out to be het hypo, we'll at least get everything will be het pied. Het hypo in this clutch. So let's not put our fingers in here because we don't want to get bit, right? So this will be a nice pairing. We won't get some of the orange dream. You do like them, okay?
Me too.
Well, you know, sometimes if the male and the female don't make eggs, then we got to try a different male with the female and see if he'll work, okay? All right, Logan's got his favorite snake here. What is that, Logan?
Rhino rat snake.
That's right. What color is it?
Green. Blue.
It's gonna turn blue. You're right. It's supposed to be a blue right now. It looks green, and then it turned blue.
You see it's white right there.
Starting to get some blue speckling in there. Yeah.
I can pet it. Go ahead.
The kids like it because the rhino rat snake never bites. It just likes to be held. I don't know. Just be careful with it, Logan.
I will.
It's gotten big, right?
Yeah, it's got
really
big. It weighs like 25 inches.
25 inches.
I pet it, Dad. Or like,
It's pretty long.
or 35, or 30. Or 100. Or 200. No. Pet.
You like that little horn on its nose, Shayla?
It's not a horn, it's just...
It's a rhino. That's why I look at a rhino. That's why I call it a rhino rat snake. It's got a little horn.
I like it.
But it's not really a horn.
Why does it call a rhino rat? Why is it called a rat?
It's a rat snake. That's kind of snake. There's a bunch of rat. There's a lot of different rat snakes. This is the rhino rat snake because they've got the long.
That is not to bite you.
I was just trying to climb on it.
Daddy, I want to get
Daddy,
it.
the tail was under. Dad, my tail is under my hand.
Daddy, it's under my hand.
He's a cutie, that's for sure. All right, here's our next pairing. This is a Pastel Mandarin Spider Pinstripe.
Spider!
There's a lot of genes in this female. We've been growing her up. Also, fire, it seems, possibility of that. We're breeding her with a albino pied. Oh, what I forgot to mention was that the female is also double het albino pied. So, and we're breeding into an albino pied male. So we were looking to produce, this year we produced some Mandarin pieds that were het albino, but we didn't get the albino Mandarin pied. So that's what we're trying to hit with this. This is the sister to the female we actually had earlier this year. And so we're gonna take another attempt. She was too small this past year. Only the one sister was big enough to actually breed, and she was just on the cusp. I think this one will go this year. She's really nice. She definitely has Mandarin in her. You can see she's really light looking, so.
I like her, Dad.
That's why I was thinking maybe there's fire in this, so we have to write down potential
And
genes.
I like that banana one.
You like, yeah? You like her?
I like that banana.
That's not a banana. That's albino pie. So it's albino with the pie gene in it, double recessive, and then this one is
I like
got a bunch of single recessive genes, but it's also het albino and het
I
pie.
like her too. I already know it's albino.
You love? Well, how do you know it's an albino?
Because red eyes.
That's right.
I pet it, Dad.
All right, here we have a pastel Enchi asphalt or yellow belly. I showed it the other day, actually. I wanted to show you now,
And
though.
I pet it.
And this is het lavender, this female, with 50% het pied
guys,
possibility.
And guys.
She's gorgeous. And this beautiful male that just shed, who's getting more and more exotic looking as he gets a little older, he is a freeway, as we can see. So we've
And
got
I
one
like-
copy of the asphalt, one copy of
And
yellow
he
belly.
has another snake.
He's also het lavender albino. Oh, did I say she's het lavender albino? I think I did. So she is a pastel Enchi or asphalt.
Dad, let me stand up here. And this one
All right,
looks.
guys, shh. She is a pastel Enchi asphalt or yellow belly het lavender, and she's 50% het pied. I think I said that, yeah. And then he is a freeway het lavender, possible het pied. So a lot of potential here with these guys. I was breeding them for a couple months already. I haven't really seen too much action. So we're gonna keep them together. He just shed out, so let's see what happens in the coming months. All right, these are the snakes that made it all happen. This female produced this boy, which is our UltraViolet. This is an Enchi Hypo Hurricane Het Rainbow female. She's produced from us 2 years in a row. She's being bred by, actually she took off a year. 2 years ago she produced this male, and he is breeding her now. We're gonna put him back in and try to reproduce what we did this past season, which we got a bunch of UltraViolets from this breeding, and a lot of happy customers picked up those UltraViolets since then. As you can see, even as an adult, he's spectacular, this boy. And she's been eating really well. She's got her weight back on her. So she's ready to go. So we're gonna put them back together and hopefully get some more UltraViolet babies. Can't have too many of these. And hopefully at some point we'll be breeding visual UltraViolets. As a matter of fact, his sister might go this year. She's, looks like she's ready to go. This is, once again, the UltraViolet is an Enchi Super Hurricane Hypo Rainbow. Rainbow being that T negative, T positive-ish looking recessive gene. Works super well with that Super Hurricane gene. Wow, and the Hypo cleans it up a lot. Enchi, of course, makes everything better. Hopefully this year maybe we'll try to hit the Super Enchi on these guys. Because that's the only, that would be, I guess, like a Super Enchi UltraViolet. I don't know how we would have to make a new name for this. All right, we have a Pastel GHI Clown, which I believe to be Pastel GHI Clown. I originally thought this was Hurricane. Potentially could be. I think it's GHI Pastel Clown. Male with a Bamboo Fire. Let's see if we get this one. Bamboo Fire VPI Axanthic. Okay, so that's an interesting combo, right? So it's VPI Axanthic, which takes away all yellows. It's Bamboo, which kind of looks a little Axanthic anyway. And it's got Fire, which really lightens it up. That's why it's so light. Beautiful combination. And we're going to breed it to this, once again, this Pastel GHI, because I think GHI is going to look really good mixed into that combination. And then this is Het Clown. This is Visual Clown, so we want to make some double Het Axanthic clowns. So we'll see what we produce. She's a big girl. I produced her a bunch of years ago. She didn't go for me this past season, so hopefully she'll go now. All right, my daughter Aria loves the Snowball Pythons. These are TSK, or the Snake Keeper Axanthics, which removes yellow, as opposed to the VPI Axanthics, which also removes yellow, but they're different lines. They're incompatible with each other. You breed them together, you get double hets. And these are albinos, of course, as well. So albino Axanthics are what we call snows in ball pythons, and they're pretty much solid white. I mean, you can get yellows in the snows. Mine really are very, very white. And they have the beautiful red eyes, of course. And we're going to try to breed them. For some reason, the last couple of years, we've had problems just getting viable eggs. We've gotten eggs, they look good, and they go to term, and then they just, for some reason, they don't hatch or something goes wrong. So, happened the last 2 seasons. I'm hoping this year we're going to get good results. So, stay tuned. All right, here's an interesting pairing. Another one that I've had terrible, terrible luck with odds. This is an albino Het VPI Axanthic. Het Whitewash. Whitewash is a genetic paradox line out of Europe. So it throws paradoxing. So if you have an albino, you'll see black, normal, basically looking genes popping through in various portions of the animal. So it looks like a paradox, but it's something that's inheritable, supposedly. I haven't proved it out yet, so I don't know. And then I have a male that's actually triple het. He's Het albino, Het Axanthic, and Het Whitewash. So we bred him for a couple years, got nothing. Last year was the first year I actually got eggs from this female, which was exciting, and then they went bad. So we try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Hopefully he'll get the job done. Hopefully she'll get the job done. And all we can do is hope that we produce some cool snakes later next year. All right, last pairing for the day. I'm running out of time here. We could do a part 3 if we have to, because we've only touched on a very few number of snakes. This is a candy, which is a recessive trait. Black pastel leopard male. And I'm putting in with a Candino pied, which is, a candy, one copy of albino, gives you that acts like super Candino. This is an Enchi, actually, Candino, that's why it's very low light. Pied, possible orange dream. Have yet to prove her out. Why? Because she sucks. I've had really bad luck with her breeding. I don't know why. She just has always given me a couple slugs or just eggs that didn't go all the way, and it was 2 years in a row. She's actually got the best size she's ever had. She was a slow grower. It took her a long time to get up to size. I've had this girl since 15. She's a 2015, 7 years old, and I've yet to get a clutch from her. So, but I'm patient. I'm very patient. I really wanted to have candy pies already. I haven't produced any, and we're not going to produce any with this pairing at all. I could put an albino pie in with her and produce more Candino pies and albino pies, but I really, really want to get some more genes into this girl. I want to get that black pastel. I want to get that leopard in there. So this is the best way to do it. So everything we would produce here would be het pied, but we could produce some really nice candy stuff, and that's what I'm looking to do in Candino stuff. So that's the goal. We'll see if this guy gets the job done this time, or if she lets him get the job done. I don't know whose fault it is, but we'll find out. They're both old enough now, so I think this might be the sweet spot year. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today here at Palumbo's Pythons and Boas. And as I suspected, we're going to need to do a part 3 because I just can't get it all done in one video. It's too much. Plus, I think if I give you too much in one video, it's just not going to be as entertaining. And I think I'll burn out if I do too many at one time. So what I'm doing actually, as I'm pairing up myself, I'm videotaping it. So you're actually seeing the process that I'm going through mentally to decide which males I want to put with which females. Probably, some of my females might not be old enough, so I might have to wait, a couple months and wait till maybe the end of the year or the beginning of next year, maybe March. To pair up some of the younger females. The great thing about ball pythons now is they really don't just have one season anymore. You can kind of pair them. I pair them in like 2 seasons, like first part and then part 2. And they don't care about temperature drops as much. Although I do see, if I pair in the fall and I do my temperature drops, which I always do in my room anyway because of my boas and carpets, I do find that most of the snakes go during that time. But then there are some that will just go later in the year and then go off cycle. So, I just take advantage of that. But by and far, most of mine get cycled around the same time of year right now. So we're going to see a lot more over the next video or 2. And we'll probably do a Thanksgiving video. And, the ones that look the most like a turkey. That'll be tomorrow's challenge. I'll have to, since the kids will be home, they're going to have to join me on that one. And they join me on this one too. They love the snakes. They love to see the big snakes. They love to see the baby snakes. And, it's all about them having fun. All right, guys, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. Hit that like button. I'll see you back Thanksgiving morning.